Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to VALORANT News. Today is April Fool's Day. You've got to watch out for baits going down on the timeline, but certainly some roster changes have been going down, but also some announcements as to what the format is going to be heading into Stage 2 in North America. What Sentinels exactly have to do to get back to the top. Very much intriguing your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. Really upset the channel. Thank you very much indeed for doing that. As I say, watch out for stuff like this from Melanie right here. Conflict of interest. I'll be stepping down as a VALORANT observer. She, it seems, kind of scheduled this for an April Fool's joke, but it came out on the wrong day. So don't pay attention to too much of this stuff. I'm sure there's going to be some roster change baits coming out today as well. There already has been, to be perfectly honest. It gets pretty frustrating, but we'll try and steer clear of that. G.G, they're on their way out to Iceland. They're getting ready to go. Just a few days time and just over a week now until Iceland Masters 1 in Reykjavik officially does kick off. Of course, many teams not going to be there. What are they going to do to get back into business for Stage 2? We'll discuss the format here in a couple of minutes time. One team that will be there, of course, is Fnatic. A roster update they come through with last night. So babybay, of course, not being able to attend for a couple of reasons. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce this. Just I think his name is actually just 3 letters, FEA, so whatever that's meant to be. A French player, he's going to be joining the roster. IGL type figure, also can use a Sova, I think, seemingly a pretty good replacement. Of course, when they brought babybay in initially, there was a lot of talk about, okay, who is this kid? No one's ever heard of him. Why have they got this guy? Fnatic seems to do a pretty good job at scouting and targeting these kind of players, and we saw what FPX were able to do with Substitutions in their final couple of series. Of course, very unfortunately not going to be able to go to Masters, but yeah, maybe Fnatic can make something happen here. Not ideal, but of course, really, you look at EMEA right now, they're in absolute shambles. G2, maybe the best team or the most coherent team from that entire region, which is an incredible storyline. It does put the pressure on really to some of the North American teams, Optic and the Guards. Can they be the ones to lift the trophy here? Because EMEA right now are in probably the worst state they've been in. For reasons, of course, largely outside of their control. This also, as Halo points out, so VALORANT sources, Nikita Turko is he's not going to be playing apparently this event due to being ruled out due to illness. Now, I believe he's got COVID or whatever. I think he's okay, but still, apparently it's been confirmed they're in the process of looking for another replacement for Turko this event. Now, seemingly, this is not set in stone and guaranteed by any means, because of course, with Brave not being there was talk about Bone Cold. Do they need another substitution to come into play? Who knows what's going to happen, but again, another example, this team is not in the greatest spot. Now, George Geddes says it's not guaranteed he will not attend the event. I believe he actually said here on the Reddit in the replies, there's a big chance I'll still go. Just relax and believe, guys, but he'll need to do negative tests or whatever it might take, so might be harder than he thinks to get out there. Hopefully he can attend though, because if Turko isn't there for Fnatic, that really just puts them in a very difficult spot, right, because he is basically the hard guy for this team on a lot of particular maps, so hopefully he's okay to go, but yeah, it isn't looking all that likely, and there's still several days to go, so it may very well be possible that he still makes it out there, but yeah, not everyone is convinced right now that it's likely. Now, supposedly, Fnatic might be looking to load another player, a player called Hiko, but I believe also maybe a Finnish player. I think there were some rumors they were looking into him actually when they dropped Doma from the team, so Hiko might be coming in instead of Turko if they can't get Turko out there, so a crazy situation, so many teams dealing with so many issues right now, and yeah, Fnatic certainly one of them. They're going to have to make at least one roster move for this event, if not more, given the situation. So North America, really, they have to consider their options right now, because they have a great chance to win this event as theoretically the second strongest region, but who knows what's going to happen. There's great teams from all across the world at Masters. That's why we love to see it. Now, we saw this effectively got leaked by Wardell yesterday that Foe on EG is no longer going to be there. As of today, I'm looking for a team of restricted free agents still under contract with EG, allowed to explore options, Sova, Controller, Sentinel, all this type of good stuff. So yes, EG going in a new direction. We saw what TSM might do yesterday. If you guys want to check out yesterday's video, kind of a breakdown here from Purist I thought was pretty good. So minus Foe seen trialing JC Starner yesterday. T1 recently played with Dynamic. Rise have just straight up dissolved. Superman and Poise seemingly going to FaZe. Unsure of the 100 Thieves roster right now was quite interesting, because at a time we did we're pretty confident it might be Derek, Wardell plus the core 3. Now it might be completely up in the air, at least if Purist has no idea what's going on. Gen.G and minus GMD, Sonics, TSM, Rostermania in full effect right now, as understandably so. And we'll discuss here exactly how you can get through to Challengers, then to Masters, then to Champions for Stage 2 in just a couple of seconds here. So as Bodog says here in North America, if you can't win Masters Reykjavik with the problems Amir is having, give up hope on your region. But of course, there's many other teams, many other regions looking to make exactly that happen. Marv says, better get real cold in Iceland. He's out there. The Optic guys are moving out yesterday. Victor says, I will not catch it this event, right? That's the thing that really affected him and the team, formerly known as Food, I guess, this Victor guy. But at Champions last year, when it was Envy at the time, right, and Victor had to play in his own room, and he just wasn't playing particularly well. The team was all over the shop, and it was very frustrating. So Victor's doing his best not to catch it. He reckons he's going to be okay. And as FNS says, landed with no security check, no delays, and no logs bags. That's an absolute W for FNS. Maybe he's used up all his luck already, but yeah, who knows how the coming days will go. This then from Purist. For some reason, I don't believe this has been officially confirmed yet by Riot or whatever, but maybe it has been, but it's still, we're hearing about it really from Purist as opposed to official Valorant type sources. But for Stage 2 North American Challenges, the top 4 from playoffs get straight invited to the next event, that of course being the Guard, Optic, Cloud9 and Xset. So the 4 top teams from the playoffs, they get guaranteed spots back into Challenges next time around to make sure they can go again, qualify for Masters, Champions, all that type of good stuff. The other 8 teams, of course, including Sentinels, 100 Thieves, like, you know, NRG, Evil Geniuses, Luminosity, all these guys, like version 1, for example, they don't get to automatically come back, but they do get a bye to the round of 32 for the Open Qualifier. For the first Open Qualifier only, because the placings in the first Open Qualifier determine whatever buys you get in the second Open Qualifier. But yeah, those other teams that were in Challenges, they effectively get dropped down into kind of a relegation-esque situation where, yeah, they have to play through an Open Qualifier to get back through again. So it's not going to be easy for them to do it. These Open Qualifiers are very tough. I believe it was Optic, Cloud9, Sentinels, and 100 Thieves. They got kind of the free buys last time, and all the other teams had to make it through Open. And, you know, still 2 of those teams, Sentinels and 100 Thieves, will be going back there to the Gauntlet to do it again. They do get a buy first time, but if things don't really work out for them, then they might not have a great position or great seeding for the second Open Qualifier that does come up to determine the final 4 teams. So 4 teams get through from the first Open Qualifier, 4 teams from the second Open Qualifier. Sentinels, 100 Thieves, version 1, and many others will be part of that conversation. Chet from Optic, the coach of this team, is pretty surprised, right, that even though, yes, okay, they're good to go to Masters, they could to come back to Challenger Stage 2. Like, how am I finding this out from you and not at Riot Valorant themselves? Riot's global esports managers must have the worst communication of formats in recent history. Speaking of Sentinels real quick then, so what will they do in this kind of a load of teams are making roster changes right now? Will they decide to give anything a go? Will they decide to make any sort of move? I thought this is a pretty cool clip from TenZ actually that came when he was trying to do this kind of jump on Haven, right? Because I believe right now the rule is that if you can do this kind of skill jump on Haven C bomb site without using the kind of a jet hover ability, like the passive ability over there, then it's actually allowed and legal in the rule set. So TenZ was trying it out, he makes it happen. If he can do this on a consistent basis, it's obviously a pretty good thing. A lot of pros have tried to get this one to work, but he obviously has been a very crucial player to their success.
Okay, so right there, and I aim at that part. Okay, got it. Go right here. Boom. At the end, aim there. Go. Oh, we're gonna get this. Dude, that's actually so close. Okay. Boom. Boom. No. Boom. Boom. Oh, boom! Oh my god! It actually, sorry. That actually worked. sorry. I didn't mean to yell like that. That actually freaks me out.
And speaking of TenZ and Sentinels, right, just the fact that they seem to rely on him so much right now, which isn't something you can necessarily afford to do as a team. This I thought was a really cool and interesting graphic here from Matt. So as he points out, this is effectively how often do teams win maps where their primary duelist, that being TenZ in Sentinels case, and all across the board, has an ACS less than 275. This is honestly pretty absurd, right? Like, of course, Sire player for the Guard, Yay, Leaf, Penny, Cryocells, Ban, B-Dog, and TenZ. Like at Cryocells, when he doesn't have an ACS less than 275, they only win the map 31% of the time, which of course makes sense. Like Cryo, of course, a huge part to Xset's success, but at the same time, like I thought Xset might have been one of the lowest in the league. Turns out Sentinels was the lowest in North America by quite a wide margin, only winning 17% of their maps when TenZ doesn't have a 275 ACS or above. They rely on him so much, and if you look at the Guard, for example, even when Sire player or Opticals, Cloud9 version 1, like of course these kind of the top 3 teams here on the left-hand side, they have such higher win percentages when their primary duelist isn't going crazy than the rest of the guys. That's certainly something Sentinels have to consider, right? If they don't have the firepower in the rest of the team and they rely on TenZ turning up every single time, and even sometimes when he does, they can still lose maps as they did up against version 1, then that is going to continue to be a problem for them, right? So yes, many questions for these teams to answer over the coming weeks. Many teams making changes right now. Maybe who knows after Masters, right, if players become available and options are on the table. But very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button and tell the YouTube gods it's a good video. Others like you should see it as well, and help grow the competitive Valorant community. Thank you much as always, take care, and I will see you next time.
Coming up there. Not up, yeah, they're drowning.
One mid.
Playing Gen. Wait, it's looking at you.
Oh.
It's over!
Oh my.
Yo, that's easy, bro! Sorry, I honestly baited the you, but I know you can TP, so it's okay.
80. Well, Jenny.
One enemy remaining.
John,